Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. You know, it doesn't take much to be one of the largest holders of XRP on the entire planet right now, though it won't always be like that. But that's because barely any humans have ever bought any XRP at any point in time throughout history. And that's because, despite the fact that XRP hit a new all-time high several days ago, we're still early investors. You know, the fact that the rest of the world doesn't yet agree with us that XRP makes sense as a long-term proposition with, real utility, it's a primary reason that we have an opportunity, even in 2025, after it's existed for over a decade, to get rich by investing in it. By the time everybody agrees, yes, of course XRP makes sense, then it's too late. Just like if you were an early believer in Amazon because you did your research, you're like, well, this is a competitive and uncertain landscape, but it looks like things are going well based on X number of business metrics that we're looking at here. And then if you, over 25 years ago, bought some Amazon, ideally after the dot-com boom and bust occurred, although even if not, you could still be fine. But if you did, then you're just ridiculously wealthy today, all this time later. And so conceptually, it's similar with XRP. But now, like, if you're investing in Amazon, I mean, that's a large cap. You're not going to get rich investing in Amazon. And so decades from now, if we are indeed correct about XRP and it's going to have long-term viability, you're not going to be able to get rich from it by putting in, reasonable amounts of money. The everyday person won't be able to. But there's almost no money in XRP right now. And that's not a dig against XRP. To me, that's exciting because the fact that that's true, that represents opportunity. And so think about that. It's a large cap coin in crypto, but even multiple large caps, including XRP, don't have that much money in them. That's why there's still this opportunity. But it's not always going to be like this. Eventually, investing in large caps in crypto a couple decades from now, that's like a safety investment, just like investing in large cap stocks. But that's not where we are right now. So that's kind of the exciting thing to me here. And so we had this headline from the Crypto Basic. Here's the XRP price where the top 5% of holders could get rich. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so I'm not going to read through this article, but they're actually referencing what I just said on the screen a second ago, which is the XRP rich list. And it really is amazing to see. It's just people feel vindicated buying something once it's directionally moving the way that they'd prefer it go, which is to say as a price of something is rising, that attracts attention. And so liquidity begets liquidity, price goes up. That's what we've been seeing with XRP. I've been insisting for years on end that this applies to XRP. I know that for several years we effectively were just... it might as well have been cut out of the crypto market effectively. I mean, I know XRP moved in tandem with the market, but I'm just saying, in terms of the opportunity for XRP to go way to the upside, we were cut out because of the SEC lawsuit, all of that nonsense. But I insisted because that XRP wasn't going away. There's real utility. Any metric that matters was getting better. So even though, for instance, to bring back the Amazon comparison, yes, Amazon price crashed by over 90% at one point after the dot-com bust occurred. But then anybody looking at it, you could be like, oh, wow, that really didn't turn out well. I guess that Amazon thing isn't panning out. But then if you look at the guts of it, it's like, no, all these business metrics, again, they're getting better. Well, that's what it was like for XRP for the last several years. Everything was just getting better in terms of adoption and utility, developer activity. Everything was increasing. And it functionally just works, which clearly the market values. Turns out the market values something that can do what Bitcoin was supposed to be able to do but can't. Because Bitcoin isn't going to settle in real time ever, not on layer one, and it's going to be really expensive compared to what the XRP ledger offers. So XRP can do those things, settling in real time and transactions so cheap that they're almost free. It turns out that the market values that, and since XRP was one of the first movers, one of the first cryptocurrencies ever, it has staying power. It turns out that once something becomes a standard and it's adopted, it's hard to supplant. You'd have to have something that is, many multitudes better in order to supplant it. And that's not happening here. XRP is already so damn quick and cheap. Even if you doubled it, it's already so cheap and free, like practically free. It wouldn't even matter. People would go where the adoption is, frankly, here. But it is funny to see the number of wallets just increase, and we're almost at 6 million wallets. You go back a year ago, and I mentioned this in a video the other day, but 5.19 million wallets. That's a massive jump from 5.19 million to almost 6 million now. But look at where this opportunity is. Like it honestly, it doesn't take that much money, it really, relatively speaking, to be one of the largest holders of XRP on the entire planet. And I know that a lot of you have been here, going on this ridiculous journey with me over the last several years. Just as an XRP community, we've been together. And so I'm willing to bet that a lot of the larger XRP holders on the planet are probably listening right now. If I had to guess, because I know that you've been through all this stuff, through thick and thin. We've been here as a community. And so to be in the top 10% of holders, all you need is 2,540 XRP. Think about that. To be in the top 5% of holders, you need 9,506 XRP. And you can jump up a little higher, like even to be in the top 2%, you need 28,510 XRP. Now, I know it's harder to attain that at current price levels. I mean, even to get in the top 2%, you're already looking at, over $100,000. But I know that a lot of people listening, you were buying when XRP was, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 cents, so on and so forth, when it was a lot cheaper. And that isn't to say there isn't opportunity even at these price points. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, I'll not be surprised to see XRP go way higher than where it is right now. And so take a look at this. This is the total assets by market cap. Now, this is fascinating. And I came across this because of a chart analyst named Dom, who I highlight on my channel fairly frequently. He does really great work, high level of accuracy, talks about XRP a fair bit, so I always look forward to his takes. But he was talking about this website, which I don't think I had seen before, but it's showing the most valuable assets on the entire damn planet, and it's mixing up various asset classes. So it includes, for instance, precious metals, it includes stocks, and it includes cryptocurrencies. They're all in here. And you know what's on the list right now? Out of the top 100 most valuable assets on the planet? It's XRP. Currently sitting, as the time I'm recording this, at 84. So the time I'm recording this, XRP is $3.15, $181 billion market cap. But think about this. Please think about this. What is it like? Have 1% of humans on the planet ever bought XRP and it's already there? Like, think about that. Almost no humans have bought it. So the point is, if we're right, think about how much money flows in and what that means in terms of the multiplier effect, especially not just this market cycle, but then one after that. Years from now, in a decade from now, in 2 decades from now, what does that even mean? So think about this. And this might happen, honestly. I will not be surprised if this is the case. So Bitcoin's on the list too, of course. Where is it? It's number 7. So it's the 7th most valuable asset on the planet. So it goes gold, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Bitcoin. So what does it take to get in the top 10 coins by market cap, though? Think about this. You have to have a market cap of roughly $1.54 trillion. Well, so what would it take then for XRP to be in the top 10 coins by market cap? Well, I mean, you can use a round number here, but XRP would have to be worth about $25. Now, I don't make price predictions. I don't pretend to know where XRP price is going to go, but that ain't crazy. I can tell you that. $25 XRP, that ain't remotely crazy. In fact, to put things in context here, so tons of analysts are predicting that Ethereum is going to go, peak at about $10,000 this market cycle, which seems, not crazy, maybe conservative, because that's only about a 2-fold increase from its all-time high from the last cycle. Just a 2x from one cycle high to the next. Okay, not crazy. I can respect it. That's fine. $10,000 ETH. Okay, so if XRP hits the same market cap, then XRP would already be worth $20 right there. And historically, other than what happened last market cycle because of artificial price suppression because of the SEC, outside of that, historically, XRP was gunning for that number 2 spot. There have been several instances throughout history where XRP has been number 2 in market cap. So the idea of it jockeying for that position again, not crazy. So if ETH goes to $10,000 this market cycle, and if XRP goes to XRP goes to it hits the same market cap, that would be $20 roughly, right? I mean, again, I'm using round numbers here, but yeah, that's about right. So you wouldn't have to go much higher beyond that to be in the top 10 assets by market cap on the entire planet. Don't be surprised if XRP ends up in the top 10. I will not be remotely surprised. XRP has already been decided by speculators, investors the world over for over a decade that they have decided it's one of the winners. And it's easy to see why if you just look under the hood. It just works. There's real adoption. There's a reason there's a really big-ass community of XRP holders that have been rooting for it and sticking with XRP even when it was very risky when the SEC was attacking. Because if things didn't go the right way and we got a bad ruling from a judge, this thing could have gone off the rails. And that was a distinct possibility. Now, I was always optimistic that justice would be done, and it was, ultimately. We got a ruling that XRP itself is not a security. Great, fantastic legal clarity, but that was a risk. But thankfully, all of that is done. And so you just look under the hood at all the other metrics, and yes, it's very easy to see why this is indeed the case. And so if it's going to go to $25, I mean, go back to the rich list and figure out what that means for so many people here. Because, if you're looking at, even if you were talking about like being in the top 5% of holders, for example, here, I'll pull up my calculator real quick. So it only takes 9,506, what's that? Yeah, 9,506 XRP. And so let's say that went to $25. You're almost at $250,000. That's $237,650. That's not a crazy thought, though. And so I got to ask you, like, what does it make sense to invest in? Because, like, I know XRP is way more expensive than it was the beginning of November, but is it that expensive right now? I think people are going to look back on this and be like, nope, that's my guess. I mean, unless we're wrong and XRP doesn't have long-term viability, but I doubt that. Everything is indicating that it actually does. But if that's the case, I mean, think about it. You could, to have 9,506 XRP, here, let me just put it to get the exact number. At the current rate, what's it, $3.15. So you spend $29,943. You're in the top 5% of holders. Now, you could say that's a lot of money, and sure, I'd give you that, of course. But people spend more than that on cars. So it's like, where are your priorities? You buy this depreciating asset. You could just buy a cheaper car, and then you could buy a ton of crypto, which I'm willing to bet some of you actually have done, and that's smart, and kudos to you if you did that. So you can have a depreciating asset, or you could have put that into XRP, and then it becomes worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. See, that's the type of thing we're playing with because it's this early on. Like, we are that early on in the adoption of crypto. I know it's been 16 years, but the asset class is pretty small. I mean, the asset class for crypto is what? $3.6 trillion? The entire crypto asset class? Well, even just gold by itself has a market cap of $18.3 trillion. Let's just say there's some room to grow because the crypto asset class should be way bigger than gold. Which is why, and I was saying this back when I launched my channel at the end of 2018. I've been running this channel a while. Even back then, I was insisting, look, we will eventually see, we're going to see a $1 trillion market cap for crypto, which we hadn't seen. At that point, the peak of the market was around $850 billion, and then it cratered down to, what did it get down to, like $150 billion by December of 2018, the following year. So it was way lower, and I was like, we're in the depths of that, and everybody's depressed. And I'm like, yeah, guys, I get it. It's low, $150 billion market cap, but eventually we're going to have $1 trillion market cap, and then a multi-trillion dollar market cap, and then it'll be tens of $1 trillion, and I won't be surprised to see it over $100 trillion one day. And some of that's happened. So we did break $1 trillion, and then we got the multi-trillion dollar territory, over 2, now 3.5 trillion. I won't be surprised to see it over 10. And then I won't be surprised to see tens of trillions of dollars, and then over 100 trillion. So XRP can have a piece of that. This is why I keep saying, if you have a sufficiently long time horizon and you have conviction, and if you're right, and where my bet's placed, then yeah, this is how you get life-changing wealth in crypto. This is how you get rich buying XRP. And so you can do your own math based on your own quantity, and then where this thing's going to go, and you can see where you rank. But if you have anywhere in the top 10%, like, you are a rare human. Because again, it's probably less than 1% of humans that have ever held XRP. And then out of all of them, you're in the top 10% of that already small number. Well, kudos to you. And I'm willing to bet that that's a lot of you. Because a lot of you have been here a while and you were accumulating, a lot of you were accumulating at lower prices. But again, I'd still argue, like, even at these prices, incredible opportunity. It makes me think back to 2017 when I jumped in. XRP was like 20 cents or so when I know it was 20 or 21 cents when I first bought it, but so I'm sure that's what it was when I first jumped into crypto, because I bought it a week after I jumped into crypto anyway. But I was talking to all these people that had been around for like half a decade before me. And so they were buying XRP at half a penny. I was like, oh my God, you were buying XRP at half a penny? You were buying XRP at 1 cent? You were buying XRP at 2 cents? I was like, oh my God, I wish I just could have been there. And so you kind of think, okay, well, that train's already left the station. The opportunity's gone, but that obviously wasn't true, right? That would have been a bad way of looking at things. Yeah, you would have preferred to have been there sooner. Okay, fine, fair enough. But is there tremendous opportunity here, especially compared to like the stock market or precious metals or real estate? I think yes. I think that the crypto asset class is going to substantially outperform every other asset class in existence over the next decade. And I said that in 2018. Here I am all these years later. I still will say that. I still think that's true. It's still a little baby asset class. It's getting bigger. It's going the right direction. So just like I look, you know, when I jumped in over 7 years ago to crypto, I looked at people that had it at half a penny. I was like, oh my God. And so if you're buying XRP above $3 now, you might be thinking, oh my God, that guy got it for 25 cents. Okay. But then imagine like another decade from now, somebody will be buying it for like 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Who knows? Maybe way higher than that. And then they're like, wait a minute, you got to buy XRP at $3? You get my point here, right? If we're right, whether you were there from day one or half a decade after launch, or now, over a decade after XRP's launch, you're still early is the point compared to somebody in the future. It's like the opportunity for that multiplier effect, given that there's not that much money in XRP, it's still very real. But somebody buying a couple of decades from now, they're not going to have the opportunity that you have today. And for me, XRP is the sweet spot, because it's a cryptocurrency that's tried and true. You don't have to worry about it going away. Not like you would with a small cap. That would be much more risky, especially with a shorter track record. Is there a bug in the code? Is something, if it's new, is it going to be a rug pull? Like those happen all the time in crypto also. For me, XRP is a sweet spot because there's not that much money in it, relatively speaking, but it's tried and true and it's useful. So to me, that always made the most sense to invest in, which is why I've been invested mostly in large caps and some mid caps, and not as much small caps. Because you don't need to go further out the risk curve necessarily. At least you haven't had to for the time that I've been in crypto, because there's been so little money in the asset class. And still, I think that's still mostly true today, though. So we'll see how high this thing goes. But my God, just look, it's just food for thought here. I just wanted to share some thoughts because we're in the throes of a bull run here. It's going to go even higher, obviously. I don't know where XRP peaks this market cycle, but I do think we're going to go on a face-melting rally. And I suspect that the prices we're seeing today, while fine, much higher than November, I suspect they're going to look cheap by the time this thing's done. I don't know what that looks like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm optimistic we're talking about not just new all-time highs, but tremendous price discovery. And then I can't help but think, what's that mean for next market cycle? And that's also why, once this bubble inflates, I mean, it's going to pop, and then XRP will crater down with the rest of the market. I'm going to buy like a crazy amount of XRP again, and probably at prices higher than I've ever paid before. But that's fine. Well, I'm just going to try and dollar cost average in and get as close to the floor as possible, because then the next time we have another run to the upside, it's going to be worth a fortune compared to that yet again. So I'm going to be doing it again. I'll be there purchasing at higher prices than I ever have before, and happily doing so. So it's just a way of thinking of things. And I don't know if enough people think about it like that, but even if you're new to crypto, and some of you listening undoubtedly are, you're not really late to the party. I mean, late compared to everybody else before you, fine. But what the hell does that matter? Just fine. Then I was late to the party in 2017. Does that matter now? Because now I'm not, because years have passed. Well, similarly for you, even if you feel like you're late to the party, let some time pass. You'll be an OG eventually, okay? And then people will wish that they had the opportunity that you had. Maybe they were just blissfully unaware that XRP even existed, which was the case for me until November of 2017. But look, the demand of XRP, it's going to substantially increase, unquestionably in my mind. So let me know what you think. I just think it's an interesting topic of conversation. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.